All right, joining me now is Nelson with worldviewwater.net. Happy New Year, Nelson.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah, what a new year. It's already started out here, January 2nd, and look at what's already happened. All right, hey, this was a report from Good Day Chicago 2 days ago. 2 days ago, folks. I want you to watch and listen to this. We'll get Nelson's response. Here we go.
Utility companies and the Environmental Protection Agency are notifying millions of U.S. residents that their tap water lines are contaminated with lead. Water safety expert Megan Glover joins us now this morning. Good morning, Megan.
Well, good morning. Thank you so much for having me.
How concerned should we be about this, and how are these folks going to be notified?
Sure. So the first piece of advice, I say, don't panic. Millions and hundreds of millions of folks around the U.S. are receiving these letters because of a new legislation called the Lead and Copper Rule Improvements. And those letters are going out to residents that may have lead pipes or unknown material in their water infrastructure. And so in that letter, it's really important that residents take the time to read that letter, as there's very helpful information about what they need to be doing to protect their tap water at home.
Why is lead exposure dangerous?
So lead is a neurotoxin and particularly impactful and harmful to vulnerable populations such as young children when exposed. And lead was actually a very useful material in our infrastructure all the way through the 1940s. So, unfortunately, cities like Chicago and other older cities across the U.S. Just have a lot of lead that needs to come out of the ground.
Yeah, what steps can residents take if they are concerned about the lead levels in their water? For example, I read something that says you should let your water run for 5 minutes. Maybe if you haven't turned that tap on for a while, kind of let the water clear out what could be in there, and also requesting a water test.
Those are wonderful near-term remediation steps. The first things first is if you are concerned, make sure you properly flush your tap water. So if your tap water is sat for longer than a night's sleep, as we like to say, run it for 5 minutes before you cook or drink from it. The other thing is a near-term pitcher filter, an NSF 53 pitcher filter is a good source of remediation to take the lead out or any other contaminants that you may be concerned. It is important to replace those filters every 6 months.
All right, let's go to that. So the report is that this is going on across the country. What are your thoughts?
I don't even know where to start. This is really bad. Okay, so every city has lead pipes in it. Lead leaches into your drinking water, bathing water. All the water you use is being transported through cities with lead pipes. Nobody's changing the lead pipes. Nobody can afford to take out the infrastructure that's already in place. So you have a major problem, folks. If you're going to bathe or drink this water, you're going to get lead. Now, Flint, Michigan was the first city to get nailed heavy with lead, okay? We went in there, we talked to the people. They basically have an infrastructure breakdown that can't be fixed. They'll come in and they'll replace the pipes, but you're going to replace miles and miles of piping. That would be a nightmare for any city to undertake. What I can suggest, guys, is this. Find a product out there, and the only one I know of is a Century product that will remove the lead out of your water through filtration. It'll pull it out. Otherwise, you're going to have the lead. Now, Brannon, we've never really talked about this much. We haven't talked about whole house systems. We've been going up to the under the sink and the shower head. That's a good start. But trust me, now that they're actually telling you there's lead in the water, and the lady says use a filter pitcher with a filter on it. Are you kidding me? That's all that does is make the water smell and taste good. It's regular carbon. It has nothing to do with pulling lead out. You got to use special carbon to remove lead. It's not a big deal. It's something just has to be done. We do it all the time, but I'm telling you guys, the government is doing this because of the new administration is going to force them. So they're trying to get a step ahead of what and kind of control the narrative.
Take that up a little bit higher.
Yeah, that's me. I'm bleeding over the commercial because I'm about to play something else. Let's go to it. In fact, I just found this article or this little ditty here from CBS News on lead drinking water. So this is, again, This is a real issue, is what I'm trying to show.
Today, the Biden administration detailed its plan to try to replace every underground lead drinking water pipe in the country in the next 10 years. About half of the children in the U.S. have detectable levels of lead in their blood. CBS News has been covering the lead crisis in drinking water for years. CBS's Ben Tracy has more.
In Benton Harbor, Michigan, bottled water is not a luxury. It's a lifeline. In October, we introduced you to Francis Davis.
What water do you use to cook?
The bottled water.
To brush your teeth?
Bottled water.
Bathe?
Bottled water.
Lead was found in the water here in 2018, and the city's water system failed 6 lead tests in the past 3 years. Residents have been begging the EPA for help.
Help is on the way.
Michael Regan.
All right, so there you go. But this is going, again, I could pull up one report after another after another. This kind of goes back to the whole fluoride in our water, now lead in our water. I mean, we are showing studies. There are studies out there that have been done showing that the IQ of Americans is going down. And of course, we have the rise of all these other things, ADD, ADHD, all these other issues, right? So we got to, and of course, a lot of these issues, of course, that people suffer from can also be related to vaccines. Some of it can be related to what's in the food. Some of it can be what's in the water. Some of it can be related to the lack of nutrition and gut health and leaky gut. But if you don't start with clean water, good food and clean water, and again, we had Dr. Carrie Madej on the other day. She was saying, my big issue, aside from the vax, which she says I'm concerned about, is your drinking water and RFID. You know, our electromagnetic force, EMF. So, but she put water right up there. The more you research the water across this country, the more you realize the same bureaucrats that have been pushing vaccines on us, that have been pushing all of this garbage on us for years, they're the same people in charge of our water we're drinking.
Well, yes. And the entire world has the same problem. We're just not the only ones that have this issue. Everyone has a problem when it comes to vaccines in the water. Everyone has a problem when it comes to...
Yep, sorry, guys. Pull my audio down in there so I can search for videos while he's talking. Keep going, sorry.
Okay, so what I'm getting at, guys, is this. If you want the vaccines out of the water, you got to use a product that removes it. Water transports every poison known to man. And it does transport minerals and calcium and things of that nature. But the bottom line, I think, is if you don't want lead in your water, you got one choice, and that's a Century product. We actually remove it. We have the tests to show that we take it out. We take out, they're not even talking about vinyl chloride. How about all your homes that have white pipes in it? There's another poison. The poisons they go on and on and on. So all I'm telling you guys is you got to think about, how do you want to fix your life?
Yeah. So start out 2025, folks, by getting healthy, keeping your immune system up. We don't know what these people have planned when it comes to bird flu and whatever else they have planned, but you want to keep your immune system up and stay out of the medical industrial complex. Worldviewwater.net is one of our big sponsors. A lot of you are writing to us, telling us thank you, that you're noticing a difference in your water. In fact, I'll tell you something real quick, Nelson. My wife went over and got ice out of the ice maker. And she set the cup on the counter and the ice melted. She came back and she picked it up and she drank it. And she said to me, Brannon, this was a couple weeks ago, she said, Brannon, I noticed something I've not noticed before. I could taste the chemicals. Never before could I taste the chemicals. But because we've been using the water filter for about a month or more now, when I went back to the old water, which is in the ice that melted, she could taste it. So she doesn't, normally we don't sit around and wait for the ice to melt and taste the water, right? But that's what happened. So when she had become used to the taste of the water that's filtered through your system. So therefore, when she tasted the water from the system on the refrigerator ice machine that's still the tap water, she noticed the difference. She could taste the chemicals. She's like, oh, this is disgusting. So she noticed the difference. I put my Gatatana into water from your filtration system, and on the air, one night my wife brought it, on one of the first nights, it was this Gatatana smells really green. It smells very much like phytoplankton, which is what this is. That's what the Gatatana is. Yeah. but I could smell the Gatatana, the phytoplankton. I could smell it. I couldn't smell it when we were using the tap water. Apparently the chemicals and chlorine and everything else in the tap water was so diminishing the Gatatana that it didn't have that fresh green smell when I went to the filtered water from your system. So I even noticed it in the smell of the water, much less she noticed it from the ice that's not on a filtration system that had melted. She drank it. She said immediately it tastes like chemicals to me because she had gotten used to the clean water that she drinks. By the way, I will tell you, my dog, we can go to the dolly cam if you want to there, Caleb. I don't know if you got dolly cam on. There she is, right? You told me when I got this that my dogs would love the water. I've never had a lab that drinks as much water as she does. This dog drinks more water than any lab I think I've ever had, and I have to think it's because of the filtered water we're giving her. If I put down a bowl, she will drink the whole bowl. I put down her bowl's about this big. I fill it about that high, and I put it down for her because I don't want her over drinking. But she will drink everything till it's dry.
Yep, all dogs do that. That is just not your dog. Every dog will drink that bowl till it's empty. And what you're going to notice is her quality of life is going to get better. They have energy. They are moving. They're like puppies. And I got a 10-year-old husky.
And by the way, my 10-year-old mini schnauzer is on Gatatana and on your water. And my wife has said, I'm thinking we got to stop giving her Gatatana because she's now acting like a puppy and being kind of rambunctious. And of course, she was joking. But that's our 10-year-old schnauzer, mini schnauzer, that is acting like a puppy. And I think it's the combination of the Gatatana, but I didn't think about the water till right now. So it's maybe the combination of both.
Oh, yeah, it has a lot to do with it. And folks, if you want your dogs young, I'm telling you, they do act like they'll act young, and it's great. I love it because you never want your dog to die, right? You want your dog to live as long as you live. That's all I'm telling you. But I'm telling you guys, what's coming out, and you're going to hear more and more. Here's something I want you to think about: fluoride. So the government's going to stop putting fluoride in the water, right? But fluoride is a natural product out of the ground. So all water has fluoride in it, so they'll stop overdosing it, but you still need to have a product that removes the fluoride out of your water. So go to Worldview Water and grab one of these guys because it will change your life. That's all I can tell you. It's a game changer.
Well, I'm going to go there. There it is. Worldviewwater.net. Look at all the things that it removes. We have one under the kitchen sink. We also have it tied to the shower. So go to worldviewwater.net. You can pick it up, one or both. In fact, let me show you the shower unit. There's the shower unit right there, the one that's far, where we go down, and far to the right. Whoop, there we go, right there.
There it is.
That one right there.
Right.
That's what's hooked to my shower, okay? Very easy to put on, just takes a few minutes, and that filters the water. I'll tell you something else I've noticed. Can you tell me this, other people say this? My water stays hotter longer and gets hotter quicker. Have you heard that in the shower?
No, I haven't. I have not heard that. Now, if you would have had a house system on there, I could have told you why, but you don't, so I can't tell you why if you got your hot water tank going through one of our systems, it has no scale in it. Oh, so wow. That's why. But I want to tell you, Brandon, we have 2 new products coming out that we definitely want to have a conversation with by the end of this month. I'll give you a little teaser. One is for horses. It's a portable unit to go take to any horse farm. You want to move water around with your dogs. You want to move around with your horses, your livestock. And then we have a hybrid product. It's half RO and half our product. And so we pull out, if you have a salt system, we pull out all the salt, that's the RO part, and then we turn it into our water, and that's our part.
Wow.
And we're running these products with major corporations right now, are using them in their factories because of the salt they have, the amount. So that's something we want to talk about down the road, on a whole new line of products that will be something that your viewers may say, hey, this may be something of interest, because if I got a brand new salt system I just spent thousands of dollars on, this would be the way to get water that's going to enhance your life.
Excellent. Worldviewwater.net. Worldviewwater.net, folks. Start out the year healthy. We have one in our kitchen, under the kitchen sink. This is all the water I drink. I don't go to the filter in the refrigerator anymore. That's junk, by the way, right? The filter in our refrigerators, those are junk, right?
It's a piece of carbon to make your water smell and taste good. Nothing else. Just smell and taste good, guys. It won't help you one bit. But now let me ask you something, Brandon. How's your energy level?
Well, my energy level's good, but I take my Galatano, my Bella Grace, and my Numi, and I drink your water. So maybe it's all the above.
Well, the water's the binder, right? You put all the other products into the water. Can you do that? I mean, make yourself up like a little cocktail? Is that how you do it, or do you take them individually?
I take them individually, each one individually.
Okay, so when you drink it down, that just flushes your system. The water is like the part that brings it all together. Because you can have all the healthy products, right? But if you're still drinking water that has poison in it, lack of better words, you kind of are fighting everything, right? I mean, So the other products don't have to work as hard to get you to a level of healthiness. That's what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way. So I'm thinking, yeah, you guys, lead is the next fluoride. Okay, so we talked about fluoride. So now the Biden administration wants to talk about lead, right? Well, now we're going to talk about lead. And let me ask you a question. 10 years, they say we're going to change all the pipes in the United States in 10 years, right? Well, who's the poor guys that are on the 10-year plan? The guy gets his fixed right away. How does that work? You see what I'm saying?
Yep, I sure do.
Who gets fixed first and who doesn't? And by the way, the Biden administration is gone in a couple of weeks, so what are they going to do? They don't care.
How good is the government? How good is the government at actually doing anything that and finishing their plan? You know, wasn't it Kamala that was put in charge of making sure we had all this high-speed internet or something, Logan? And they say never. She's not done any of what she's supposed to have done. So how has she done as the borders are? So don't count on the government. Don't count on the government, folks, to meet any 10-year plan to replace lead pipes. I got to wrap because we have a full show. But closing comment.
Hey, say that again.
Closing comment.
Well, I want to tell you this. Closing comment is go to WVW Water and get a product that'll take the lead out of the water, and it'll be simple and easy to put in.
Yeah.
Very simple, guys.
Along with all the other things we've been showing on the screen. Start at the year 2025 healthy, worldviewwater.net. Do what Melissa and I do. We drink our water out of the tap now again. But going through this product right here at Century H2O, worldviewwater.net.
Yes.
Get your dog or cat or pet or horse on it as well. And we'll go to another shot of Dolly real quick because she is a big proponent of the water. She loves the water.
Hey, you see how she's sleeping now?
Yep.
Magnesium.
Oh. And by the way, you magnesium in the water through your system?
Yes. So and it's all natural minerals. So that magnesium and calcium that we just boost is basically helping her sleep. And
you also are putting oxygen in the water. Your system oxygenizes the water, which helps to purify your cells, correct?
Yes, and that's how we create the magnesium scale. So the harder the water, the better, not the lie that they told you. We break it into a powder form with oxygen. So oxygen's a very important component. So it works through your body.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. Worldviewwater.net, worldviewwater.net. Look forward to having you back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year there, Bren.
Nelson checking in. You too, my friend. Nelson checking in. Worldviewwater.net, a great way to support your health and us. This is one of our sponsors, folks. So if you want to support us and yourself, please go get their product. We have the under-the-counter filter for the water and one for the shower. Again, we don't promote products that we don't believe in, that we don't use. We use this product. We believe in it. It's, again, goes with everything else we're doing to boost our health. Great water. Bella Grace, Galatana, Numi. It all fits together for both us and our fur babies as well.